ABS this morning to talk about a very important issue that affects us as Nigerians.
Of course, it affects me, it affects you. In fact, it affects even this establishment where we are right now. And what are we talking about today? Light, power, energy. No economy can function without adequate power. When we talk about electricity, in this climb we call them EEDC after the metamorphosis of PHCN and the rest of it all. Well, light today, darkness tomorrow, the unending struggle for stable power supply in Nigeria. And our guests are ably seated here in the studio to discuss. We have Osita Obi, Coordinator, Electricity and Consumers' Rights Network. And also we have Okechukwu Onwebu, PhD, journalist and public affairs analyst. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Glad to have you here on ABS this morning. Let's talk about light. In the beginning, God said, let there be light. And there was light. Now, why are we having it so difficult to have light in this part of the world? And there's no economy that can thrive, that can actually go on industrial scale without electricity. Why is Nigeria so bedeviled? Yet we are giving power to other nations, but we are lacking in it. What kind of a big brother gives what he doesn't have to others? Let me begin with you, Osita Obi.
Good morning, viewers. We are talking about electricity, energy. It's so critical to the economy, so critical to us as a people. The question, are we having this electricity? No. Why are we not having this electricity? I will limit my conversation here to Awka and the environs, probably Anambra State. I relocated from Abuja to Awka here 2019, and I made epileptic electricity supply, and I tried to correct it. One of the things I did then was that I mobilized people to speak up, to share their experiences about electricity supply in Awka here and the environs. I met stiff opposition from EEDC then. I wrote them officially, copied the director of DSS, copied also the commissioner of police, copied NEC. And I told them that the citizens will have to protest. They took me to the commissioner of police. Commissioner of police invited me and told them that I formally informed him about the protest. I tagged it Awka electricity work. The idea is to draw the attention about the epileptic electricity supply and call citizens' attention and government attention to remedy it. Then after then, the EEDC tried to play it down or stop me. It didn't work. I was taken to Federal High Court, Abuja, that is before Justice I.E. Equal. They slammed a suit against me claiming 100 million for mere protesting. They said that I'm mobilizing people to damage their facilities. They therefore have gone. The case has dragged on from Abuja to Enugu, from Justice Equal to Bobat Enugu, from Enugu here to Awka here. It's now the matter is with the Federal High Court too. That's so far. You see, the intention is to call the attention of the federal government on what the electricity consumers are passing here. And because I believe without the contribution of the citizens by way of engagement, nothing will happen. That we won't have this improvement. That is how far. So the if you look at the electricity supply and distribution, we have three major components. That is one, the transformer, cables, and the poles. Then if you look at these three major components, I cannot count anywhere EEDC have, planted or installed new transformer. or cable. When you look at it now, some of the cables, cables line, seniors me. I am 64 years. When you look at the cable, some of them seniors me. They have sagged. And these are major components that bring electricity to your house. Before this electricity come to your house, that's energy. You lost it on transit. They don't come. So you now ask yourself, why can't EEDC change these cables? Go to the street that's sagged. Even the planting of poles, the gap is too wide that the cable has to sag. Little breeze, it will crash and triggers of the transformer. The transformer goes off. Then you look at the transformer itself. About 2/3 transformer in Anambra State are obsolete. By now they ought to have been replaced. That is why you see a transformer today spoil, and EEDs will go and either repair it and energize it. The next 24 hours, the transformer will be off. You see, I have a platform that is Electricity Consumers' Right Network. You see, every day I about 30 to 30 something call on me. What do we do? That the call I receive every day. You can see that the people are really suffering. Then you talk about like I've made mention the transformer. The transformer is not there. So to me, I am saying that the best bet is for the government to come in. EEDC come with the mindset of just taking money from the system. I've not known anywhere they have gone now to plant, to buy a new transformer to put or change the cables. Okay, here. So it's worrisome.
All right, it's worrisome actually is the word, because I remember growing up, they don't normally take light as they used to. And before they will take light, there will be announcements on radio stations to inform people. Peradventure you had something in the refrigerator that could spoil, so that you know what to do with it. That was the trend in those days. I think in the 80s, 90s, if there is any problem, they will inform the public before taking any action or taking light, and they will let you know how long it will last. And upon that time frame they gave, the light will return. So, Okechukwu Honorable, where do you think we have missed it? Because just like I was saying before, when we are off the camera,
yes,
that things keeps going down in Nigeria instead of us improving by the day.
Okay, yeah. Thank you very much for the opportunity once again. Well, I think the problem we have is lack of political will, because we have gone a long way, and Nigeria for now, with the new Electricity Act 2023, everything is supposed to be changing, but unfortunately it's the politics. The politics is the problem we have, and also the people. We the masses, we have our own bundle of problems. What we're supposed to do that we are not doing. Where we're supposed to talk, we are not saying anything. Everybody feel that I don't care. We are so quick and emotional in everything we do. That is why even when we see the problems, instead of bringing solution, we keep on apportioning blames. That is the problem we have now. So I think the problem now just revolves around the three people, the three components too, which is that the government, the people, and the EEDC, or discos, as the name is all over the country. Because discos, they know how, especially in this part of the country, we in Anambra State and Southeast, they know that we like to do things. We are always, we want it so sharp. So we are not patient. They know that we don't want to be cut off from light. So they keep on doing what they are doing. They don't even care about listening to us, because they know that we will still contribute money or do a lot of things to save our own situation, instead of engaging them actively, either by engaging them using the legal processes or by engaging them through the mass action protest that we can call work for life without damaging anything. And they know that even when we try to do that protest, that we will allow it to degenerate to another thing by destroying properties, which is wrong.
Okay, we remember, you remember when it was said that some people, some big men in this nation that bring in a generating set, wouldn't want their businesses to suffer. And as a result, that when we start having light constantly, it's going to affect their businesses. Do you think this also could be a contributory factor to what we are actually talking about this morning?
Yes, it's possible. It's possible. If you look at, in fact, if you take a cognizance look of what is happening now, even the so-called unbundling that has been done by giving the power section 2, subsection 2 of the new Electricity Act, give the power for each state. Each state can now take control and the ownership of power distribution and power generation. Unfortunately, what we are doing is that after creating the so-called electricity distribution company, after creating the law, everything, what we are doing, we are still calling the same people to come and implement it. That is to show you that government lack the political will. They still want to rotate it. The same people that want to be selling generator, they want to keep on selling the generating set to us. So that is actually the problem too.
Well, when we talk about electricity power in this part of the world, you understand, it's not as if even the EEDC, the discos are isolated in this. On a couple of occasions, I've gone to pay for NEPA bill, and then I will get there, and they are using generator. And mockingly, I will ask them, what's happening? You guys are meant to have power. How come you guys are using alternate power? Now the question is, when you interact with the officials of EEDC, as the case may be, they tell you that the problem of Nigeria's electricity is beyond them. They tell you, I've had several times where we've had interface. Now, if it's beyond you, what measures have you put in place in order to correct the whole thing? Somebody was talking about Nigeria having 8 power generation apparatus. We have solar abundantly, we have hydro, we have thermal, we have gas. You understand? We have virtually everything that we can use to generate electricity. But the problem is nothing is being generated. But Nigerians are paying heavily for this. So now, as somebody that has gone in, done your research, and now you've formed this, your platform, apart from mobilizing the citizens to be conscious of the inefficacies and inefficiencies of NEPA, how much have you mirrored it down into the federal government addressing this issue once and for all?
The reason the electricity service providers are giving doesn't sit well with me. You floated a business. You want to do a business. You come into this business. You should have sat back to look at the financial implication.
But this business is not, you didn't start the business from the onset. You're more like taking certain percentage of a business.
Yes. It is because you provided yourself, you got across to the authority to tell them you have the capacity, that you can do this, you can do the other one. That is why you are given this. To me, the complaints or the reason they are giving is neither here nor there. If you don't have the capacity, throw in the towel. The truth is that they came with the mindset to rip up the system. That's the truth.
Not to actually
look
improve on what it is.
Let me take you somewhere. If you look at NEPA PHCN, during their reign, they give you light, maybe 1 week. Then the next, they take your light 3 weeks. Maybe the next, the 4th week, they fly this light. Now you will come in with the understanding that there's light now. The moment you pay your bill, the light goes off again. So that's the mindset. The mindset is just to get the money. They didn't come with the mindset to invest. I agree. There's huge amount of money involved, financial commitment involved, but they didn't come with that mindset. The proper thing to do, if you come into a business and you discover you cannot do it, What you need to do is to throw in the towel. The consumers will not continue to bear the brunt, to suffer. That's my take there. They will not continue to do this. If they had come with the mindset to do this, look, what we are told is that let me just take it to Igbo balance. Nefi orana enyeri na agu na ebue. And that's the reason this thing was taken from government, so that individual will handle it. But I can't understand citizens now running the business for them again now. It is the citizen. When you go now, if a transformer spoil, they go to the citizens to contribute money. Yeah. But those in office have exonerated themselves from this. I think this thing is done by the failed officials of EEDC. They will come to you. The particular area that are suffering this outage will now contribute money, repair the transformer. And when this transformer is repaired, you give this transformer 3 months, 4 months, it will pack up again. So it is the citizen now taking the responsibility of repairing, of financing. That is very wrong.
Okay, now also
there's this issue that when private sectors take over some investments, it does well. So in this case, what actually is going on?
Like I've told you, you see, there's huge financial involvement in the power sector. Huge financial. You see, the problem is some of this, when this thing was privatized, the people that privatized it gave it to their cronies. That's exactly what happened. They gave it to their cronies. The privatization was handed over to the cronies. Those that in government handed it over to their friends, their girlfriend, and all whatnot. So if at the point of this privatization, people that know this job comes in, that has the financial capacity, comes in to take over, we wouldn't be saying this thing we are saying.
Now, part of
the public that is the consumer that is financing the thing.
Osita, I said EEDC have come up to say that if federal government gives what they are owing them, I'm sure that they can bounce back and be delivering on the services. We've had cases where Aso Rock is owing. That was why the president came up and said they were going to go on solar, spending 20 billion on solar. So the army owes, Aso Rock owes, most government establishment, the police, they all owe this EEDC. And they come up and say they have trillions of money in debt. So you want to tell me that if this money were given to them, they wouldn't function, even though the business were given to cronies in the area of privatization bid and the rest of it all?
Well, why I am not siding the federal government or state government or organization that own them, EEDC has to put, the electricity company providers must put their house in order. That is one thing. They must put their house in order. Not only that, the consumers has a role to play. Take for instance,
consumers are not paying. That's why they are suffering.
Not only consumers. Not that the consumers are not paying.
Some are not paying.
When you go to many buildings today, you see people bypassing.
That's what I'm saying.
Stealing electricity
for free.
For free. That also counts. But the major problem is EEDC. They don't just stay in the office. Like I told you, I have not seen anything they have put in the system. The stabilizers are not there. I'm sorry, the transformers are not there. The transformers are not there. If you repair one today, by the next 24 hours, that transformer you repair today is off again. So I insist, 2/3 of transformers energizing or giving out electricity are obsolete.
All right,
the cables are not there. So I'm coming. So when even if Aso Rock owns them, these people, why are they owing them? They should do their work.
They should do their work by disconnecting.
Of course, they should do their work. They are camping. They are private camping. They should disconnect them. They don't need to go to Aso Rock to disconnect them. Like citizens, they know where to disconnect you. They don't necessarily come to your house to disconnect you. They can disconnect you from pole. They can disconnect you from transformer. So if they are serious, they will recover their money.
All right. Now, okay, there's this, I've been to some places in this Nigeria. In fact, I will mention name, Covenant University. The whole school is 24/7 power. So I started asking questions. You know how inquisitive we can actually be.
Yes.
I found out that it was turbine that was powering the whole place. The entire place, very big. And there's one man too that is outside the country. So he was talking about planning to come back home. And he was trying to say that he's going to give himself light when he comes out. That what does it take? Now, when you look at some of these things, one may begin to ask, if these privately owned institutions that are so big can give themselves light 247, I'm not talking of what I don't know. I've stayed there for 1 week and light was never taken, So if these people can actually provide light this way for themselves and for people that work there, what stops Nigeria from doing same for her citizens? Especially when we know that we used to do it before now.
Okay. Actually, just like what you just finished discussing now, the people you are talking about being old, you and I know how they come about the so-called owing. You know how they go about it using what is called estimated billing. They will go and they write anything, they like bogus price and give to you. But with this National Electricity Act 2023, under section 193 to 196, it says that you must, the electricity distribution company should provide meters. You meter every customer, but they are not doing it. And because of it, they go on doing all these things. So what you talk about is actually happening everywhere. Even in Anambra State here, there is one woman I know. She said that after being troubled so many times, she decided to disconnect from the national grid, and she's now using solar every day. In fact, it's now 1 year. She's still using her solar. So it's not that we cannot do it. We can do it. We can do it with this National Electricity Act 2023. It empowers states to do that. Like Anambra State, we have actually established our own. So what is now remaining is to unveil the framework, the regulatory framework, how it will work. It is only when they unveil it that we now come in and allow the private sectors, other people to come in, not by giving the license alone to EEDC. We need competition. It is only when we compete that we will get what we need in this country, especially as regards the electricity distribution. We need it because this section 146, subsection 163 to 176 of that act also empowered the state to give freedom to other private sectors to come in and start. We can operate anything, mini grids like solar power. We can go for solar, we can go for embedded generation, we can do anything just to generate power. We can do it in a way that each zone, like we have Anambra South, Anambra Central.
Why are we not getting it?
That is what I'm saying, that government can now do it since we now have it in the press.
Let's pause a bit. If you're just watching, it's Good Morning Anambra. We're talking about the the kind of electric power supply that we get in this part of the world, and let's just take a short break and we'll come back to continue the discussion.
Back, and we are still talking about light today, darkness tomorrow on Good Morning Anambra this morning. Yeah, we are still talking about how we can bring light to this part of the world. Like we say, in other climes, there is constant power supply, but in this area, we struggle for it. Now, this light issue we're talking about, there was even a case where it became a national embarrassment when Nigeria hosted the world in a football competition, and all of a sudden in Ibadan, the lights went out in the stadium. And the news that circulated was that NEPA decided on that particular day to cut off the light because the stadium had been owing. So they felt the best thing to do was to just disgrace Nigeria. What's it that would be? I really don't understand this. NEPA is Nigeria. Nigeria hosted the entire world. Some people had never, in fact, a player from Ireland said he has never witnessed darkness in his entire life, but he witnessed it the very first time in his life, playing at that Adam Asimba Stadium in Nigeria. This light has become an embarrassment to the fact that people over there now know the siren of that alarm, that siren. They now even use it as kit that this is the sound of there is light in Nigeria?
I think that is a system issue, just like every other sector in Nigeria. If Nigeria won't light today, they will get light. It's this corruption. Corruption and corruption again. If Nigeria won't light today, Nigeria will get it. There is need for political will to address this problem. It can be addressed.
$13.5 billion has been spent from 1999 up until the ouster of Buhari's administration.
That is
13.5 billion
yes.
on energy alone.
Yeah, that is why,
and yet there's no light to show.
That is why I'm saying it is corruption and the political way to address this. We can have light if we want to have. Our political leaders need to sit up. That's the issue. Our national assemblies are not talking because they are enjoying it. They have every facility. They have money to buy any type of gin. To energize their house. So, until those in authority decide to do something differently, there must be political will. If there's no political will, it will continue. And again, I am shifting the thing to the citizens. The citizens must also have political will to engage the political leaders, to our leaders. Electricity is very critical.
To any growth.
To anybody, to the system.
Yes.
So, citizens must take it. To interrogate the system, interrogate those political leaders. They must demand it, I insist. If one day, let me use Anambra State, Oka. If one day our governor sees 5,000 electricity consumers in Aroma Junction here, if EEDC wake up one morning and notice about 5,000 electricity consumers demanding electricity, it will go viral. They will sit up. The citizens must act.
All right, we've actually talked about aging infrastructure, the power sector. They talked about it. We've equally talked about energy theft and, of course, illegal connections. Now, how does this, the roles this plays in worsening the power electricity shortage in the country?
It plays a great role. Take, for instance, the EEDC by energy. They don't just, you remember you have Gen code, you have this code, you have the other one that is transmission or whatever. You see, EEDC doesn't manufacture this. They don't produce it. They buy. They are into business to make money. If you steal this energy, they don't make money. Let me give you an instance. My own compound is off now for 2 weeks. Why? People are stealing energy. They connect, they bypass meter to connect. My own compound, the compound I'm living. And I drew the attention of people there. This is very, very wrong. So, theft of energy contribute to this thing we are discussing today. Citizens should not do that. Consumers should not do that. When you do that, EEDC, you are trying to drive them out of business. And they will also use that to complain or sustain their inefficiency.
And don't you think the citizens are trying to get back at the,
yes.
Because you see people
yes.
complain, like there was one radio program I listened to, there were it was a phone-in program. The complaints were, some people are saying they pay as much as 10,000 per whatever, that's what they used to give them, and all what. And you talk about when they give estimated billing for people that have not gotten meter. So all these things. Okay, I think you need to come in because you're a journalist. Don't you think the citizens are trying to? Because when you talk about corruption, everybody says because the money they are taking from us, they're not even, we're not even sure of where it is going. So let's begin to do our own, in as much as we know that two wrongs cannot make right.
Yes, actually, citizens are trying to tap from it because of it, but it's not good. That is it. Just like what he explained now, in my own area, our own that was transformer that was that developed for over 1 month now. After returning it last week, I heard that somebody still went there to vandalize it again, thinking that it was not connected because they have not connected us to lights. So somebody went there and was electrocuted there. That is to tell you that people, we do a lot the way we think. That is another problem we have, the way we think. People think that because you have suffered, because of the estimated billing they are using to take away our money unnecessarily and illegally, but it's not proper. So you don't do that. You don't do things wrongly because others are doing it wrongly because there are repercussions there. So it's not proper.
All right, let's talk about the impact of this electricity, unstable electricity could have on businesses and national productivity. You think about those, what do they call them? All these people that are into salon, people that are
Okay,
into,
SMEs.
Yes. So what impact, and in the long run, how does it really impact the nation generally?
Well, it kills businesses. It kills businesses. If you're operating a salon, you can't operate. If you decide to go and buy fuel to run your business, you increase the money. Your output will increase it, so it may even not be within the reach of people to buy. Let me give you an example. I've just told you that my compound was off for the past 2 weeks now. Every night I buy fuel 5,000 from 6 to 12. Every day, because I have to energize my house. I have to listen to the news. 5,000. And then when you discuss with EEDC, they will tell you it's cheap to use their electricity instead of buying fuel. And maybe they capitalize on that. I haven't calculated. If you calculate now, a day, that is 6 hours, 5,000. Calculate it into 1 week. You see the money. This, just 4 days, can pay your monthly electricity recharge. Like I recharge 50,000 every week. But you can see that within a weekend, I have exceeded 50,000. So sometimes they dwelt on that to punish people. And that is very wrong. So electricity is so critical, it affects, if there's no electricity, it kills the business. We are unproductive without it. And it also promotes insecurity. Every aspect of life, electricity is critical. So we should have it. Our leaders should develop political will to give us electricity. We must kill corruption. Citizens must participate. In fact, I am advocating for civil disobedience. When I talk of civil disobedience, I don't mean destroying a property. When I talk about civil disobedience, I mean consumers engaging the service providers. I mean consumers engaging the government, like I made mention. If our governor here, Soludo, will wake up one morning and see 10,000 electricity consumers demanding electricity in Oka here, Soludo will act. Yeah. If EDC wake up one morning and see 10,000 electricity consumers,
Osita will be, what you're saying is very, very key. But they said knowledge is power. It's only knowledge that can gravitate that kind of number for people to actually protest and know their right. Now, as the coordinator of Electricity Consumers' Right Network, can you tell us what our rights are as electricity consumers in Anambra State?
Yes, our right is to have electricity. Our right is to have access to electricity to pay our bills. Our right also prevent us also from connecting illegally. We must pay for electricity we consume. Let it not be that we are here to just say what EEDC is doing, what the bad things they are doing. We must also face what the consumers are doing. If we must have electricity, the consumers must have to participate in the process. And the participation is paying your bill. Refusing to vandalize, involve in vandalization of electricity components. So if we do that, if we refuse to vandalize, if we pay our electricity bill, we'll be partnering with them. That is our right. And that is the right of EEDC also, because if you are into business, your equipment is vandalized, you use that as a reason for your inefficiency. We don't want that to happen. We want serious engagement from the electricity consumers. They can fall back to what NEC told them. When you go to NEC has made it clear the role the consumers, electricity consumers will play, the role the service providers will play. So it's just stipulated, you see. And I must mention here, EEDC by not giving us electricity meter. Let me give you an instance. I'm from Umuawolo. 10 years I don't have electricity in my house. Why? Because I refuse to use electricity without meter. 10 good years. I developed my community. My community was being built, build everywhere. They give us a
lump sum
bill.
Lump sum.
So when I look at it, my community who made that, because some people will pay, some people will not pay. Sometimes they pay and the money is not remitted to EEDC. Then I demanded that my community should be debugged. My committee was debugged. So, but they are battling now with estimated bill.
Oh, all right. I think from where you are, the point you are standing, I see you as somebody that is exposed, somebody that has all it takes to start this awareness of getting people together to stand for their rights and all whatnot. But my worry is that we are Nigerians and we're in Nigeria. We've seen so many protests and the way it ended. For instance, the NSAS protest. After that, they had to set up committees for inquiry, something like that. People came, a lot of things. In fact, it was only Lagos State that did their own to an extent, and that was how it ended. The outcome we never had. What was done to the people, the whole thing went that way.
No, I think
now, what my question is coming to the journalists. I don't know if there is any way they can come in, because just like I said earlier, that knowledge is power. When people are enlightened, they can do some things to some extent. So, is there anyhow the journalists can come in to start from the scratch to enlighten the people about their rights when it comes to electricity consumption in Nigeria?
Okay, yes. There are so many ways we can do that. And I think one of them is through that public enlightenment campaign. So as you keep on doing it on radio, television, and others. But I think just like our governor did during the election time, he moved away from the media and they went into the content creators. I think the content creators and the celebrities like Flavor and others, they are now engaging people more. Because they are engaging more attention of people now, they should come in this. And what would they do is, they need to be creating content that will help to sensitize people on their rights about electricity, on what they're supposed to do, how to protect even the EEDC property under their care, and how to engage them appropriately.
Wait, are you saying that when we get transformer, we will still be the one that will go and be protecting the transformer?
Somehow, we will, yes, because if you don't protect it...
The question is, when transformers get vandalized, you call EEDC and tell them that the transformer has been vandalized. And then the question they will ask you, was it fortified? And you tell them that, yes, the transformer was fortified. So who can I walk into a transformer? Do I even know the components and the value in the transformer? So most times, people that go into that transformer are people that know the terrain of the whole thing. Because the metal to go and cut cable. To me, it makes no sense.
Okay.
So now, the question, I keep saying this thing, that until we get the right mentality. That's why I say information is very, very key. You Osita talked about obsolete transformers and the rest of it all. This money that we pay to EEDC, we pay to get light, we pay for meter. When you have issue, you will still call them and pay them to come and connect that issue. The money we pay to EEDC, Guinea can GMA. Osita, please.
I think
the billing, that tariff they keep increasing on your energy. What do they even use the money? Because they don't use it to repair transformer. They don't use it to buy cables. What do they use it for?
Well, I don't know what they use the money to do, but the money is supposed to be plowed back and
to service some of these things
and buy new transformers and replace.
If your transformer gets we've contributed money to repair transformer, not once, not twice.
But I must exonerate those people that work in the office because I always dialogue with them. If you go to EED office,
which of the offices, please?
EEDC,
the headquarters at the
Koka. If you go there, they will tell you that they don't subscribe to consumers contributing money to repair transformer. Let me tell you what happened to
so then we will be in darkness for 3 months?
No.
Because they will tell you to write to Enugu.
No. That is why I say engagement is the ultimate. Take for instance, it's happening in my own neighborhood. That's the Wuzie Street here. When I park in there, the energy supply there too epileptic. We contributed money to repair the transformer. After that, I refused to contribute. I refused. I was approached, I refused. They contributed money, repaired the transformer. Then after that, the transformer gets spoiled again, repaired it again. Then the thing that will bring the camel's back is that they approached us again and said that the transformer need load balancing. They circulated it that we have to raise 280,000 to pay. That's what EEDC said. So when I saw that, I posted it in the Electricity Consumers' Rights Network. The makers saw it and said that they didn't send any person. That if there's anything like that, that their technical department will know. Do you know what happened? There and then, the electricity supply to my area was stabilized. So sometimes we don't engage them. We only deal with the field officers who want to make money, who will tell you that you have to contribute money. But you go to them, they will tell you don't contribute money. And if you engage them properly, they will repair your transformer.
Osita, how long will it take for that transformer to be repaired?
To me, it will not.
For somebody that has a business, you talked about running fuel, 5,000 naira daily for 20 days. How many business owners can go on that bench?
That is why I say that we need to engage them. That is why I always talk about civil disobedience. And you people are now telling me about NSAS. Let me tell you, how it ends that way is, where there is civil disobedience, somebody must own it. Assuming now we plan civil disobedience for of us. If I am arrested, you step in. If you are arrested, he stepped in. And if he's arrested, he stepped in. So when a protest is faceless, it gives room for hooligans, powers taking over. But if it is well planned, because ours is to get the system correct. I believe in civil disobedience.
To get it right.
To get it right. We are not destroying anything. We are calling attention. I ask again, if one day my governor will see about 5,000, 10,000 electricity consumers demanding electricity, he will act. EEDC will act. There must be proper engagement. Citizens must engage. I advise that. I told you how I put up this platform. He was in that platform. I created a platform with him. When I called for a meeting, how many electricity consumers came? It was almost journalists.
Anambra has the population of more than 3.5 million households. More than 3.5 million households. I'm not talking about the population. Yes. More than 3.5 million households. So if you have a platform of such nature, which covers the entire Anambra state, and maybe you've localized it to a particular region where they are having challenges with
that's what we are doing.
So when you call for that, people should come because nobody enjoys
They
this high tariff.
They are too docile. They only call you on phone. My area doesn't have light. My house doesn't have light. They are too docile. They don't come out. They want to stay in their the comfort of their home and want you to solve every problem. But I am saying this thing is doable. We can have electricity.
Yes. In all things, it's been established here that I think the system is deeply rooted in corruption. And of course, that's why we are seeing all that we are seeing in that sector as of today. Because we believe that when the private sector takes over establishments, it runs better. But our own, I don't know the kind of private sector that is taking over a power holding company of Nigeria, and they will keep changing names and all whatnot. Now, what do you think, should be the way forward to nipping this constant electricity up and down, nipping it in the bud? What do you think, could be the way forward of getting it right?
The way forward is we must forgo corruption. We must hold our political leaders accountable. Citizens must demand for their right what we do to them. I insist. Until citizens, electricity consumers.
But seeing the way things are going in this nation, how do they go about it? Because it keeps going down.
My sister, you have to look at advanced democracies. How did they start it? Advanced democracies. I remember French Revolution. People that are disadvantaged came together to say no. Women like you changed the system in 17th century in French Revolution. So people must come out. I am even praying for the situation to deteriorate, so that we won't have light 1 year. So maybe ourselves will return to bring us together. You see, we are still shifting because we see.
Osita, I think that has to do with the mentality of where we find ourselves at the southeast here.
Yes.
I lived in the north, I've lived in the west. We don't have the same ideology towards things. The Igbo man wants to get things fixed as fast as possible.
Yes.
And that makes the complacent nature of EEDC to thrive. In the north, nobody will move an inch. They will demand that you come and fix this.
I agree with you. I was traveling from Awka here to Abuja. I happened to go through Kogi. Do you know I got there? People fill the street. I asked. They say it's an electricity issue. Everybody came out. But if it is here,
business. So everybody went.
But we are losing now.
Exactly.
Are we not losing?
Yeah, we
it's
are.
Better we come together.
When it talks to even the billing, what we are being billed here is different from what they are being billed in the north.
Yes.
So why is this so?
Because you don't ask questions. Because the consumer doesn't ask questions. The consumer here doesn't engage.
What that is asking, what has been done?
It's because I am alone. That is why I am talking about coming together in mass. You see, if Comrades to be go to EEDC will only see Comrades to be. But if I take about 500 to EEDC, then we sit up.
Okay, what efforts actually are you doing to ensure that it's happening?
No.
Because I know that you're not resting on your own.
No, it's happening now. What we are now trying to, we are creating electricity consumers right network. Is being shifted to the towns and the areas. What we tell people, go to your areas, organize yourself, invite me, I will come to talk to you. Like very soon now, I'm going to Oga. I've instructed a councillor there. In fact, they've created a forum now. There are about 500 in that forum now. So I am going there to talk to them. And when I'm going there, I'm going with journalists. So that whatsoever transpired there doesn't
will be documented.
They documented. Then the president will see it, the senate president will see it, the governor will see it, the EEDC will see it. So the engagement will now be open. So we are going to engage everyone. We can have electricity, I insist, but the consumers must play a great role. Consumers, until the consumers come out. All this thing we are seeing, we are talking today, will not go anywhere. The consumers, the petty traders.
How do you change the narrative based on the fact that the demographic of Nigeria, some parts believe that certain things are at the disposition of the government to do, and certain areas feel with my money, what do I need NEPA for? You understand? So Nigeria cannot work with that mentality.
No. It's barely the percentage. The people that didn't need NEPA or have all the money in the world to do that are just minute few. But the greatest majority, I can assure you, about 95% Nigerians need electricity. So the people
Can't
we are
afford
talking about,
alternative.
there's no alternative. Like me now, I don't have money to go for what do you call it, for solar. I don't have money to go for solar. I depend on electricity. It's cheap. But they must provide us with prepaid meter. They must discontinue with this estimated billing. And that is why they don't provide us meter. Because they make money on estimated billing. And that is where I am saying that the consumers must engage. They must come out. That's the only way it can be sorted out.
All right, we can actually go on and of course there are much still to be revealed concerning what is going on in the electricity sector. Light today, darkness tomorrow, the unending struggle for stable electricity. And it's been established here that we have a very big challenge in that sector. And just like our brother that is championing a cause for people to come out and make their voices heard to see whether this could be corrected. But it seems that people are docile, according to the word, the exact word that he used here. And until people agree that they have a role to play in good governance in this part of the world, will keep going down. But would like to thank Osita Obi, the coordinator, Electricity and Consumers Rights Network. Thank you so much for being here this morning, sir.
Thank you, citizens. Pay your bill, don't bypass. EEDC, give us electricity.
All right. Okay, people, honorable PhD, journalist and public affairs analyst. Thank you so much for your time and keep bringing the situation to the limelight.
All right. Thank you so much.
And that's it on our discussion segment for now. I'd like to thank you for your time. My name is Sonia Mokoye.
And I'm Ajib.